Alright, so welcome to part 3, I believe, of the Bootstrap SASS template series. Right now we have all of our base HTML done for our inner pages. We have our column for main content and sidebar. So now we're going to go in and add the content for those, as well as if we look at the main site, we have this area for our team members. We have a testimonial. So we're going to add that stuff as well. Alright, so let's go to our About HTML file. And basically what we have is the navigation, the header and navigation. Then we have a section for the top inner, which is this area here with the search bar. Then we have another section for the slogan or whatever. Alright, so now we need to put this content in. Alright, so first we have the carousel, which is actually pretty easy to implement. Alright, if we go to the getbootstrap.com and go to JavaScript, and over here you can see carousel, click on that. Alright, so basically it gives you the code for it, so we'll copy that. And then go to our About page, and we want to be in the section main that we created, and we want to be in the 8-column div. Okay, I'm just going to paste all that in. Let me indent it. Alright, so basically what we need to add to this is our items. Okay, so we have the first item, we have an image with the source going to nothing. So right here we want to put our image name, and I forget what it is. What is it? Okay, so we have slide 1, slide 2, and slide 3. Okay, so this is going to be image slash slide 1, and I'm just going to copy this whole item. We'll do that 2 more times. We just want to get rid of the active class. Only the first one should have that. And then we'll just change this to slide 2 and this to slide 3. Save. Let's check it out. Alright, so it's working good. We see this 3 dots down here. We're going to get rid of those, which is, you know what, we can get rid of the whole carousel caption div because we're not using captions. Make it even simpler. You can use captions if you want. Oh, get rid of this. Alright, good. So next, what do we have? We have our just basic text. We have a page header and then a couple paragraphs. So let's do that. You want to go right under the carousel div, which ends right here. And let's see, what are we going to do? H2. This will say about, and I'm just going to grab a couple paragraphs real quick. Okay, so I just have 2 paragraphs. Save. Okay, so there's our text. Now what I want to do is the sidebar, which has a list and some accordions or collapse modules. Okay, so let's do that. We'll go under the actually we want to go into this column MD4, and we want to use that feature list that we used on the home page. So if we go to index, and where is it? right here, this unordered list feature. I'm just going to grab that. Okay. Actually, we need a heading too. So what do we want? An H2. Whoops. H2 class page header. Okay. Then under the list, we're going to have our accordion. So let's go to the Bootstrap website, and same page, JavaScript. You want to click on collapse, and we're going to copy this. Oops. Okay. And you want to go right under the unordered list. Paste that in. And I'm just going to change the titles of these. Okay, this first one will say who we are. This one will say what we do. And this one, why choose us. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna emphasize the what, the who, what, and why. Okay, so we want to put a span with the class. Whoops. The class of em-primary. Okay, copy that. Put that around what. And why. Wait a minute. Got 1, 2, 3. All right, yeah, that's good. Let's check that out. All right. I want to remove some of this text, not have so much in each slide. All right. It's a little too much text gone, but that's fine. All right, so next, let's see, we get that. All right, so next we want to do the meet our team section. So we want to go under the last section, which is here. And let me just grab this. All right, so for columns, we're going to want 4 columns, which are, I'm sorry, 4 divs, which are 3 columns each. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in each one, we'll have a block. So block, it's going to have a block light class. Also block center and block image. All right, and then we'll have the headshot image, src is going to be image slash headshot1.jpg, and then an h3 tag, Jane Doe, and then just a paragraph with some sample text. Alright, so we can copy this. And actually, we're going to rotate from block light to, I guess, just block. Alright, so let's take away block light for the second and the fourth. Alright, so that'll be the team. Next we have a testimonial section. And this is going to be a 12 column div. So 12, and it's going to be a block quote. Block quote styles are going to go into our typography SCSS file. So this is going to have a class of block quote reverse. Now block quote reverse, if we go to the final page here, you can see that this border on the right here, that's not the default. The default is to have that on this side, but I want the text to start over here and have the border over here, so that's going to have a class of block quote reverse, and I believe that's a Bootstrap core class. Actually, we also want to have the class just block quote. Alright, and then inside there I'm just going to paste in this quote. Okay, basically it's an H1, and then we have an emphasis tag around Nelson Jackson, and that's it. And that's it for the about page. Okay, so let's check it out. Alright, so it looks horrible, but it's looking exactly how it's supposed to. Alright, these images here, oh, actually we got to change the name of the image, but they're at full size right now, but when we get into the CSS we're going to make them the correct size. But for now, let's just change headshot 2, headshot 3, and 4. Alright, so now we want to move on to the services page, and let's take a look at the final page. Okay, so same thing, we have a main area, we have a sidebar. In the sidebar we're going to have a tab module and then a quick form, and then we'll have this section here with the icons, and that's it. That's all it's going to be different from the about page. Alright, so we'll go to services and go down. On this page we don't have a slogan, but I actually want to put it there. So I'm going to copy it from about. Okay, it'll go right above section main. Oh, actually we do have it there, never mind. Scratch that. Alright, so section main, we're going to have some text. And these videos are getting kind of long, so I'm going to do some copying and pasting. Okay, so in the 8 column div, I'm going to paste in, I'll go over what I pasted in. We have a heading, alright, then we have 2 paragraphs, and then a couple line breaks, and then we're starting a accordion. Okay, so this is basically the same code that's in the about page for the accordion. Let me just indent this. Alright, so basically we're just having the titles Service 1, Service 2. Alright, so we'll save that, take a look. Alright, so that looks good. So the sidebar, let's see what we have. Our tab module. So I'll go to the Bootstrap site and click on tab. And basically they don't give you the code with the content here. So if we do actually I'm going to use Chrome tools by pressing F12 and then use this magnifying glass so I can see the code. And I want to grab, what do I want here? This div class BS example tabs, and then I'm going to right click and then copy as HTML. And go back into our sidebar, which is the call for div. Paste that in. Okay, it looks a little messy, but what are you going to do? Okay, so let's check that out. Alright. So we don't need this drop down to happen. So I'm going to, let's see, we have li. I'm going to copy this profile list item and just paste it over this li with the class of drop down. And then I'll just change this. Actually, we're going to change all of these. So this will be services. I'm sorry, support. Change this to about. And change this to services. Now I want to change the class here. I'm going to get rid of these BS tags, classes, and we want this to be tab. We want a class of tab and also tab primary because it's going to be that blue color. Alright. And this class active on the list item for services, I actually want to put that on the about, the middle tab. Okay, and let's see, this, fix that link. Alright, so that's good for now. Next in the sidebar we have our quick quote form, which I'm going to paste in. It's quite a bit of HTML. And this will go right under the tab div here, which ends right here. I'm going to paste this in. Basically we have a div with the class of block primary head. Okay, so that style is going to look like this. So it'll have a heading. Alright, we can put an icon there. And we don't want to have any padding in the block itself. We want the padding to go in here in the content. Alright, so that's why we have an additional class here of no pad. Alright, so we have an H3 with the icon, pencil icon. Then we have a div called block content, okay, which surrounds the form. And in the form we have a name, phone number, email, message, and button. Okay, the button has a class of button primary. Alright, so that's the form. So next we're going to have the what we do area. And we can tell right away that it's going to be a section primary because it has the blue background. Alright, so we want to put that under the, what section is this? Under the section main. So actually let me just copy our little snippet. Wait a minute. Alright, so section is going to have a class. Section primary. Under the container, I'm going to put a page heading. Alright, and this will say what we do. Alright, so we have a row, and then we're going to have four. We're going to have 3 4-column divs. And then inside each one, we're going to have a block. Block, and then also give it a class of block icon, and that should be good. Okay, inside there we're going to have a div with the class of icon, and then we want our icon. Okay, this one is going to be FA home, and then the size will be FA3. Okay, so that's the icon div. Underneath that, we'll have another div with the class of icon content. And we'll have an H3, say lorem ipsum H3, and then a paragraph. Okay. Now I'm just going to copy the block div, and we want it here, here, and we actually want another row of them as well. If you look at here, we have 2 rows of them, of these icon. So what I'm going to do is copy the entire row, and then paste it underneath here. Okay, and it's not going to look very good yet. Alright, so that's the services page. We still have to do the blog and the contact page, so we'll do those in the next video.